This is my 10th All-Star game.
Oh, okay. This is my first All-Star game.
This is my first time.
This is number 4 for me.
And it never gets old.
I consider this a huge honor.
An absolute honor.
Well, it's always going to be an honor.
Everywhere that you look, you see a superstar, the best of the best.
This is my first,
my 11th,
my 5th All-Star game.
Meet the players you always play against and always hate a little bit.
These guys aren't only great ball players, but they're great people as well.
I'm going to go and hunt down David Ortiz.
I still don't think he's going to retire.
David really showed me a lot. This guy was one of the best.
I'm here at this stage of my career.
And it doesn't last forever.
Where did that time go?
Something that I look forward to doing on a year-to-year basis.
First game. Second.
4. You want to enjoy that moment.
Enjoy, and as you start getting busy, you know, you just pass the torch.
Are you ready for what's coming?
And welcome to the Lincoln Motor Company All-Star Pregame Show on Fox. We're live from San Diego, and it's the 87th All-Star Game and a good look above at PETCO Park. Soon fans will be filed in. Where else can you see all the best players in the world gathered in one place? And that's the park behind the park. We're just beyond the outfield, looking into the park where fans enjoy a little sunshine. They enjoy a little all-star baseball. It's the 3rd time the city of San Diego has hosted this event, and as you can see and feel, the weather is postcard perfect. And to tell you the importance of this game, you know, the winner gives that league home field advantage. The team, the league that won this game, they won 6 of the last 7 World Series. That's what's on the line, and here to talk about it as we count you down to first pitch, Frank Thomas, 5-time All-Star, 17-time All-Star Pete Rose, Tom Verducci, and I'm Chris Meyer. So let's talk about what excites you about this particular game and what's standing out about this year's matchup.
For me, it's the American League depth. They have superstars on the bench. It starts with last year's MVP, Josh Donaldson, not making the start. Miguel Cabrera, the former Triple Crown, he's on the bench. Robinson Cano, Edwin Encarnacion, who leads all of baseball with 80 RBIs, he's on the bench. Francisco Lindor, the new young superstar shortstop that's doing everything for the first-place Cleveland Indians. And we have Mark Trumbo, who has 28 home runs at the break on the bench for the American League.
The whole team?
I'm just telling you what's going to be out there from the 3rd into the 9th.
Frank. We only got a half hour.
They got some thump on the bench, Pete.
I'm impressed with how many young players are in this game tonight. That's going to create a lot of enthusiasm because they want to make a name for themselves. How many first-year players are? 25?
Well, there's 34 first-timers, but 27 players that are age 26 or younger.
That's amazing.
Now, you know, Pete, a lot of those young players were drafted or acquired by Theo Epstein. I came here, I thought maybe we're changing the format. Epstein's against the world. He's acquired 11 All-Stars, including the entire starting infield for the National League. He's going to feel like a proud papa tonight.
Yeah, the Cubs in the infield, Red Sox all over for the American League. Oh, of course, David Ortiz, we all want to see if this is indeed his last All-Star game, and we believe it is at the age of 40 for Ortiz. Meanwhile, at the age of 24, Mike Trout, he's already won 2 All-Star game MVPs. He's standing by with our Ken Rosenthal.
Thanks, Chris. Mike, no player has ever won 3 All-Star game MVPs consecutively or otherwise. So how do you approach this game? What is it you do for the All-Star game?
You know, I just go out there and play. You know, you get a lot of pressure on you, you know, when people say you try to get a 3rd MVP, but you know, I'm just going to do what I did the last 2. You know, just go out there and play and see what happens.
Now, you played in Mariano Rivera's last All-Star game. You played in Derek Jeter's last All-Star game. And now this is David Ortiz's last All-Star game. What will you miss most about Big Papi?
Just his presence on the field in the league. You know, it's obviously good to have him in your clubhouse and not in the other clubhouse. But, you know, just go up to him, approach him, and talk to him a little bit. And, you know, the numbers he's putting up when he's 40 years old, it's incredible. I still don't think he's going to retire, but you never know. It's obviously up to him. And, you know, he's having a great, you know, he had a great career, and now he's having a better season this year for sure.
Mike, thanks a lot. Good luck tonight. Chris, back to you.
All right, thanks, and we'll have more on Ortiz in just a moment. And by now, you've heard about the Cubs' domination in the All-Star voting, getting all 4 infield starting spots, but also having 7 players overall selected for tonight's game. Let's check in with Katie Nolan, the host of Garbage Time on FS1, and she managed to get all 7 Cubs together for a little baseball trivia.
Thanks, guys. I'm here with all 7 of the Chicago Cubs All-Stars. We're going to play a very special game of All-Star Trivia. We're going to see if you guys can go 7 for 7, but we're short on time. Rapid fire. Here we go. Dexter, which team is in first place in the NL Central right now?
Cubs.
Yes. Jake, which team has the most players in this year's All-Star game?
It's the Cubbies.
Absolutely. Ben, which team became only the second in All-Star history to have its entire infield start an All-Star game?
Cubs.
Yes. You guys are doing great. Addison, which team has the youngest shortcop to ever start an All-Star game in the National League? It is. Yep, it's you. Did you know that? It's you. Chris, which team has the All-Star who leads the NL in home runs?
Me, Cubs.
Yeah. John, which team had the overall All-Star game votes leader for the National League?
Cubs.
Who was it? That's right. This guy all comes down to you. We're 6 for 6. Which team has the player that will be named the All-Star Game MVP tonight?
The Cubs.
No, sorry, it's the Red Sox. It's obviously going to be David Ortiz. I'm a huge Red Sox fan. You know that.
7-7.
They tried. Back to you guys.
A sense of humor. The Cubs will have a lot to say in this game on who's going to be hosting in October. And maybe so will David Ortiz. Few players have been more clutch than Big Papi. What kind of emotions are going through his head at his final All-Star game?
When you can take your hands off the wheel to get out of a tight spot. When you can relax with your foot off the brake and stay put. And when you enjoy 400 horsepower that's both smooth and controlled. That's the more human side of engineering. This is the Lincoln Summer Invitation. Hurry in now to your dealer for limited time offers. Lease a Lincoln MKX for $349 a month or get 0% APR for 60 months and just announced $1,000 Summer Invitation bonus.
Before it became a medicine, it was an idea, a wild what if. So scientists went to work. They examined 87 different protein structures and worked for 12 long years. There were thousands of patient volunteers and the hope of millions. And so after it became a medicine, someone who couldn't be cured could be. Me.
For dirt and stains, bring in a heavy hitter. Arm & Hammer plus OxyClean detergent has more cleaning power for all-star performance value brands can't match. Even tough stains are powered away. Get Arm & Hammer, the official laundry detergent of Major League Baseball.
Now get 50% off all Domino's pizzas when you order online. 50% off sausage pizzas, handmade pan pizzas, even barbecue banana pepper pizzas. If you're into that, this week only get 50% off the menu price of 34 million pizza combinations at Domino's.com.
This All-Star Game, Fox Sports honors the warriors among us. Growing up in Connecticut, Stephen Wright dreamed of playing professional baseball and eventually became the winningest pitcher in the history of the U.S. Military Academy. But in 2005, just 3 months after getting married, Stephen was killed in action while commanding a rescue mission in Afghanistan. Fox Sports honors Major Stephen Reich.
The Lincoln Motor Company All-Star Pregame Show telecast is sponsored by Lincoln Summer Invitation Sales Event. Get exceptional limited time offers. Also by Cricket Wireless, something to smile about. We're back live here in San Diego, and that statue just outside the park. It's been just over 2 years since Tony Gwynn passed away, a 15-time All-Star. Mr. Padre, he'll be honored later during the pregame ceremonies here at Petco Park. Well, speaking of beloved sports figures, from his larger-than-life smile to his postseason heroics, David Ortiz has made a lasting impact during his 20 seasons. And as he gets ready to play in his 10th and final Midsummer Classic at the age of 40, Big Papi with some big reflections on his magical ride.
Throw your hands in the air if you're a true player.
This year it's going well. I announced my retirement this past off-season, and I haven't been caught on the emotions. You know, so many people approaching you. You know, you stay busy mentally. Play here, play for the Red Sox. This has been something that has been very special for me and my family.
And his last opening day at Fenway is Big Papi.
This town is a baseball town. Fans here are, very fanatic, very, very special, very supporter. Being able to build up a career around New England has been something that is always going to stay in my heart. Hopefully my last at-bat is in the World Series, here at Fenway Park, where we're expecting to win the World Series again.
Ortiz, more clutch than any hitter in the game. Big Puppy, the grand slam.
Tough situation, you always feel the pressure. It's all depends how you want to handle it. And in my case, I pretty much think about what's the worst case can be. I don't think fear. I'm fearless.
Big Puppy adds to his resume.
Sometimes I don't understand how I play through it, but reality is that all I'm thinking about when those moments shows up is to be the opposition one way or the other. I let them feel the pressure. I don't put pressure on myself. Not many times you get to be honored as being part of the All-Star game, especially in your final year. So this one is very special to me for a whole bunch of reasons, but number one reason, it wasn't handed to me. I kind of earned it. I put good numbers first half of the season, but man, more than happy, and it's an honor for me to be part of the All-Star game. This is something that is very special for the fans, and hopefully everybody enjoy it.
This year's numbers for Ortiz better than or close to his career highs in all these categories, and so that's why nobody really wants to see him retire. I mean, record-setting at this age and in his final season. Moments ago here in San Diego, Ortiz addressing his colleagues in the AL locker room.
On my behalf, I want to really say thank you to all of you for how you guys have embraced me through the year, and it's been an unbelievable ride. Tonight, let's go out there and whoop some ass. Because, play at home, there's nothing like play at home. Let's go out there and do what we know how and make sure that this game goes to the American League. Thank you, guys.
Moments ago, Ortiz, and back with the guys here. I mean, Tom, you can see how popular around these players. I mean, we saw Ripken, Rivera, Jeter go out the door, and now it's David Ortiz.
Well, Chris, just think about the goodbyes in the last 4 years. Some really iconic players. Mariano, among his peers, I thought was the most respected. Derek Jeter, I thought, was the most admired. David Ortiz, for me, is the most beloved. Whether you played with him or against him, everybody in the game loves this guy. And fellas, I'll tell you this, he's having the greatest farewell season in the history of the game. Probably better than the one of Ted Williams. And yes, Pete, he's taking it to the house.
That's why he's not going to retire.
Wait, what, you got a scoop?
He wants to help. If he wants to help young players, the way to help young players is to stay around, continue to play.
He's been there
at the level
for 20 years. Why not take him at his word? He's made enough money. He's accomplished enough. He wants to step away.
But he loves the game, Chris.
Yeah,
he loves the city.
Is he
loves the World Series.
He's a Hall of Famer, right?
Yeah,
okay.
Yeah,
all right.
Borderline because of how many hits he's got. But if he plays a couple more years, he's a cinch.
It's funny, Pete. David told me he feels like he has a few more years left at a high level. But the reason he's playing so well this year is because he knows it's his last season. His mind is free.
It's hard to believe. For me, he's having his best season of his career. At 40 years old, why do you walk away? You're a historical player. There's no reason to walk away. Your body will tell you when it's time to go. If you play like this at 40 years old, you need to stay around. Submit his legacy. Submit him going to the Hall of Fame.
Let's enjoy him tonight real quick. Who has the advantage, AL or NL?
I think the AL does because of one guy, Mike Trout, the best player in baseball. I really think he'll win a third MVP.
Pete, real quick.
One guy, Bryce Harper, National League.
I think David Ortiz. I think he's going to have a great game. I think mentally he's going to put that World Series type of mindset in this game. This might be the MVP of the game.
Man, you really went out on a limb, Frank, with David Ortiz.
Chris Sale and Johnny Cueto, your
Look at all those Ortiz jerseys out
we
there.
Get ready for the All-Star game. Fox will donate $10,000 to Stand Up to Cancer for every home run hit tonight. Maybe David Ortiz will contribute. Is the total. For Frank, Pete, and Tom, I'm Chris Myers. Stay tuned ahead on Fox. Joe Buck with starting lineups in the 87th All-Star game from San Diego.
Wish you I was going to find
a great big network, both great and big. Stream a bunch of movies straight from your bed. And stream your face to your Uncle Fred. Like a great big gorilla in a pompadour wig. Great is great when big is big. And when you're great big, wait, hold on. I just discovered something not big at all. The price of our plans, they're small, small, small. And small, small, small is the way it stays. 'Cause fees and taxes are included. Hooray! You can text and like and swipe and stream. It's a great big network of your great big dreams. It's a no-duh, obvious call. It's the great big network sending love to us all.
Saturday, it's an MLB doubleheader on FS1.
Incredible!
First, it's one of baseball's oldest rivalries. The next chapter will be written with Big Papi and the Red Sox
To the wall, goodbye!
battle Carlos Beltran and the Yankees.
What a catch!
Then Miguel Cabrera.
That ball was torched.
Looks to slug the Tigers past Eric Hosmer and a dangerous Royals lineup. Don't miss the action beginning Saturday at 3:30 Eastern on FS1.
Deontay Wilder is the heavyweight world champion. Chris Arreola plans to be his worst nightmare. Get ready for the fireworks.
Wilder versus Arreola. Vasquez Jr. versus Diaz. Saturday at 8, only on Fox.
Every 4 years, the best baseball players in the world compete for country, pride, and glory. The 2017 World Baseball Classic, coming in March.
And now welcome to a national audience to the 87th playing of the Major League Baseball All-Star Game, and welcome to San Diego, California, and beautiful Petco Park. All right, let's do this. Let's meet the National League All-Star team. First, named to the coaching staff from your San Diego Padres, Andy Green. From the Arizona Diamondbacks, Paul Goldschmidt. From the Atlanta Braves, Julio Teheran. From the Chicago Cubs, Dexter Fowler. John Lester. And Jake Arrieta. From the Cincinnati Reds, Adam Duvall. And Jay Bruce. From the Colorado Rockies, Nolan Arenado. From the Los Angeles Dodgers, Corey Seager. Clayton Kershaw. Embrace it. And Kenley Jansen. From the Miami Marlins, Jose Fernandez. A.J. Ramos. And Fernando Rodney. From the Milwaukee Brewers, Jonathan Lucroy. From the New York Mets, Jeurys Familia. Noah Syndergaard. And Bartolo Colon. From the Philadelphia Phillies, Odubel Herrera. From the Pittsburgh Pirates, Starling Marte. And Mark Melancon.
From the St. Louis Cardinals, Matt Carpenter. And Aledmus Diaz. From your San Diego Padres, from the San Francisco Giants, Brandon Belt. And Madison Bumgarner. From the Washington Nationals, Daniel Murphy. Max Scherzer. Steven Strasburg. And Wilson Ramos. And now let's meet the American League All-Star team. From the Baltimore Orioles, Matt Wieters. Brad Brock. Mark Trumbo. And Zach Britton. From the Boston Red Sox, Stephen Wright. From the Chicago White Sox, Jose Quintana. From the Cleveland Indians, Francisco Lindor. Corey Kluber. And Danny Salazar. From the Detroit Tigers, Miguel Cabrera. From the Houston Astros, Will Harris. From the Kansas City Royals, Kelvin Herrera. From the Minnesota Twins, Eduardo Nunez. From the New York Yankees, Carlos Beltran. Andrew Miller. And Dellin Betances. From the Oakland Athletics, Stephen Vogt. From the Seattle Mariners, Robinson Cano. From the Tampa Bay Rays, Alex Colomé. From the Texas Rangers, Ian Desmond. And Cole Hamels. From the Toronto Blue Jays, Edwin Encarnacion. Josh Donaldson. Michael Saunders. Marco Estrada. And Aaron Sanchez. And now to help us welcome tonight's starting lineups are kids representing Major League Baseball's Play Ball Initiative and MasterCard's All-Star Youth Ambassadors Program. For every fan watching live, this year's All-Star Game will be an amazing experience, but for 22 of them, MasterCard is truly making it priceless. Now let's meet the National League manager and starting lineup. The manager from the 2015 National League champion New York Mets, Terry Collins. Leading off and playing second base from the Chicago Cubs, Ben Zobrist. Batting second, the right fielder from the Washington Nationals, Bryce Harper. Batting third, playing third base from the Chicago Cubs, Chris Bryant. All right, San Diego, batting cleanup, the designated hitter from your San Diego Padres, Will Myers. Batting fifth, the catcher from the San Francisco Giants. Out in the bullpen, Buster Posey. Batting sixth and playing first base from the Chicago Cubs, Anthony Rizzo. Batting seventh and playing center field from the Miami Marlins, Marcell Ozuna. Batting eighth, the left fielder from the Colorado Rockies, Carlos Gonzalez. And batting ninth, the shortstop from the Chicago Cubs, Addison Russell. And the starting pitcher warming up in the bullpen from the San Francisco Giants, Johnny Cueto. And now let's meet the American League manager and starting lineup. The manager from the 2015 World Series champion Kansas City Royals, Ned Yost. Leading off and playing second base from the Houston Astros, Jose Altuve. Batting second, the center fielder from the Los Angeles Angels, Mike Trout. Batting third and playing third base from the Baltimore Orioles, Manny Machado. Batting fourth, the designated hitter from the Boston Red Sox, Poppy David Ortiz. Batting fifth and playing shortstop from the Boston Red Sox, Xander Bogaerts. Batting sixth, the first baseman from the Kansas City Royals, Eric Hosmer. Batting seventh and playing right field from the Boston Red Sox, Mookie Betts. Batting eighth and catching from the Kansas City Royals, Salvador Perez. And batting ninth and playing left field from the Boston Red Sox, Jackie Bradley Jr. The starting pitcher warming up in the bullpen from the Chicago White Sox, Chris Sale. Ladies and gentlemen, your 2016 National League and American League All-Stars. When we return to San Diego, our national anthem before this All-Star game.
Wednesday, the night after the All-Star game. Catch the only live sports event on TV, UFC Fight Night. McDonald battles Lineker. Plus, Ferguson takes on Finetta. UFC Fight Night on a special night. Wednesday at 6 Eastern on FS1.
Seresto makes it easy to help protect your dog or cat from fleas and ticks. With the performance you expect from a monthly topical, Seresto kills and repels fleas and ticks for 8 continuous months. Its innovative delivery system offers effective flea and tick protection in an easy-to-use, non-greasy collar. Seresto, designed to perform for 8 months from Bayer.
Feel the need for speed? Take the iWireless 4G LTE test drive. Get 2 free weeks of the fastest network in Iowa with no obligation. Then get 30 days of nationwide unlimited 4G LTE data, talk, and text for just $50. Family of 4 is only $120. Visit an iWireless store today to start your free test drive.
You know that guy in your office? The one who only talks on speaker? The one who's always chewing on something really crunchy and says, circle back, all the time? Well, that guy plays Powerball, and he might win. Now imagine that guy with millions of dollars of disposable income. Please, you know what you have to do.
Get your Iowa Lottery Powerball tickets today. You've got nowhere to go but rich. Woohoo!
Yeah, I like this right here.
The Ford Freedom Sales Event is on, and 0 for 72 is back on 2016 Ford Focus, Fusion, and Escape. Plus, specially tagged vehicles get an extra 1,000 smart bonus. That means freedom from interest and freedom to choose with Ford, America's best-selling brand.
Free, baby.
Now get 0% financing for 72 months. Plus, specially tagged vehicles get 1,000 smart bonus. Only at the Ford Freedom Sales Event.
I'll see you on The Feud.
Weekdays at 4 on Fox 18.
And now welcome back to Petco Park in San Diego, California, leading into this 2016 MLB All-Star Game. And now to honor America with the singing of our national anthem, please welcome multi-platinum international pop star Rachel Platten.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight, nor the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. No, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the
How pretty is that scene here in San Diego? Can't wait for the ball game when we come back here on Fox.
take your hands off the wheel to get out of a tight spot. When you can relax with your foot off the brake and stay put. And when you enjoy 400 horsepower that's both smooth and controlled. That's the more human side of engineering. This is the Lincoln Summer Invitation. Hurry in now to your dealer for limited time offers. Lease an MKC for $289 a month or get 0% APR for 60 months and just announced $1,000 Summer Invitation bonus.
I'm a big fan of my Bank of America mobile banking app. I can manage my accounts, deposit checks, get alerts, pay my bills, and more. I'm a big fan of this team, too. In fact, I tried out to be the mascot. Apparently, I'm overqualified. I do not have an overbite.
One swing can be the ultimate game changer.
Jones with a high drive to left field.
And at T-Mobile, we know how to change the game for good. We've doubled our LTE coverage, and our extended range LTE is 4 times stronger in buildings than before. But we didn't stop there. With T-Mobile, you can stream baseball free without using your data on MLB TV. T-Mobile, that's Major League coverage.
Honey, did you call the insurance company?
Not yet. I'm folding laundry. Can you?
No, cleaning the windows.
Well, the living room's a disaster.
You should see the bathroom.
Most insurance companies give you every reason to avoid them.
I'm looking for my keys.
Plants need planting.
Well, the leaves aren't going to rake themselves.
Nationwide is different.
Hon, did you call Nationwide to check on our claim?
We put members first.
Actually, they called me.
Nationwide is on your side.
My son and I used to watch the red carpet shows on TV. Now I'm walking them. Life is unpredictable. Being flake-free isn't, because I have used Head & Shoulders for 20 years. Used regularly, it removes up to 100% of flakes, keeping you protected. Live flake-free for life.
The Bud Light Party believes in change. That's why Bud Light has a new look. And we want to share it with everyone.
Jackpot!
Still the same refreshing Bud Light with a new look.
It's the 2016 All-Star Game from Petco Park in San Diego, California on a beautiful night. When you come to an All-Star Game, you are surrounded by Hall of Famers. Right now, we head down to the field for a special ceremony. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome the Hall of Famer, San Diego's very own Dick Enberg.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is a distinct honor. The All-Star Game here in San Diego is the perfect backdrop for Major League Baseball to celebrate 2 of the game's all-time great hitters with an historic announcement. Would you please turn your attention to the video board?
Rod Carew.
Rod Carew was a true magician with the bat. A Hall of Fame career spanning 19 years with the Twins and Angels. The 1967 AL Rookie of the Year. The 1977 AL Most Valuable Player. An 18-time All-Star. And a member of the 3,000 Hit Club. A career 300 hitter and 7-time American League batting champion. Rod Carew is still regarded as one of baseball's purest all-time hitters.
Field by the Commissioner of Baseball, Rob Manfred, who has named the annual American League Batting Championship in honor of the 7-time batting champion Hall of Famer Rod Carew. The player with the highest batting average in the American League will now be known as the Rod Carew American League batting champion. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome to the field Rod Carew and his family. Well, that's the American League. And now the National League. And San Diego, I think you're going to like this one. Please check out the video board.
Over the course of a 20-year Hall of Fame career, exclusively in San Diego, Tony Gwynn was the model of consistency, never hitting below .309. He was a 15-time All-Star, 7-time Silver Slugger Award winner, and ranks 18th on the all-time hit list. In 1984, en route to winning his first of 8 National League batting titles, he led the Padres to their first ever World Series. His jersey number 19 was retired in 2004. Tony Gwynn, the prodigal son of San Diego, and one of the greatest hitters there ever was.
Commissioner Manfred today named the National League Batting Championship in honor of our very own 8-time batting champion, Hall of Famer, Tony Gwynn, Mr. Padre. The player with the highest batting average in the National League will forever be known as the Tony Gwynn National League Batting Champion. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome to the field the Gwynn family. Oh, my. Commissioner Manfred has given both families a beautiful replica of these new awards. Fans, let's hear it one more time for 2 of the greatest hitters in the history of baseball, Rod Carew and Tony Gwynn.
Thanks to Dick Enberg joining us here tonight. A great moment and a wonderful tribute. Rob Manfred bestowing upon the Carew family and the Gwynn family. When we come back, we'll set up tonight's game. John Smoltz and I, let's play this thing.
I stand alone in my day and age. The storm is coming, it's about to rage. I'm telling you, you can't stop.
Not just anyone can pitch like All-Star Jacob deGrom, but anyone could save money with Geico. Geico. See how much you could save.
The Bud Light party believes in change. That's why Bud Light has a new look. And we want to share it with everyone. Jackpot! Still the same refreshing Bud Light with a new look.
Experts choose Goodyear. And everything we learn making these tires inspires what we roll into yours. Goodyear, more driven.
Army Reserve soldiers use their skills to make the Army even more capable and gain the tools to make themselves even more successful. Learn how at GoArmyReserve.com.
Today, we're talking about automotive awards. Which one of these awards appeals most to you?
Top safety pick, mid-size car, and SUV.
Most dependable means a lot to me.
The green car, because I like fuel efficiency.
What if there was a car company that received all of these awards?
One company, one award in all these? Chevy.
Chevrolet is the most awarded car company of the last 2 years.
I love it. It's fierce.
How would you sum this car up in one word?
Incredible, amazing. I can't use one word.
Saturday on FS1, it's one of baseball's oldest rivalries. Don't miss Big Papi and the Red Sox battle Carlos Beltran and the Yankees. Then Miguel Cabrera looks to slug the Tigers past Eric Hosmer and the Royals. Incredible! The action begins Saturday at 3:30 Eastern on FS1.
The Portland Timbers clash with U.S. national team hero Clint Dempsey and the Sounders. Sunday at 2:30 Eastern, only on Fox.
My first All-Star game, I remember, being in the room jam-packed with All-Star.
Just being in front of all the guys that you walk up. Next to me, I got Trout, and the other side, I got Kluber and Salazar. Is great company.
Being there and see those guys, it's kind of amazing.
I hit a homer, right?
Ortiz gets into one.
Just really, cherish this moment for the rest of my life.
It's a part of the history of baseball, and, you feel lucky to be a part of it.
Never gets old.
The privilege, so honor, to be there in 2004 and to be here in 2016.
At some point, you notice the reason why that room is loaded with those players, and it's because they bring something to the table every day. Very special, very special, very special.
And away we go. In San Diego, California, the weather is ideal. That gets redundant in this part of the world. It's the best from the National League against the best from the American League. And now welcome inside the broadcast booth, everybody. I'm Joe Buck, the Hall of Famer. John Smoltz is right over here to my left. I tricked our camera guy back there. There has been a changing of the guard here in Major League Baseball, and in this All-Star game, there are 34 first-time All-Stars. There are 27 players in this game, 26 years old or younger. So tonight, while we honor the 40-year-old David Ortiz and say, in essence, goodbye to him, at least in a Midsummer Classic, we also determine which league gets home field advantage. And I welcome my partner in, John Smoltz, and not only the Hall of Fame career, but an 8-time All-Star. So I'll ask you, when you got to this point in the season, I'm sure you were dragging at times, tired, but how did you feel when you got to that city?
Well, I don't care how far you had to travel, whether you were banged up or tired, and the activities you partake when you get here, when you're in that locker room, there's something special. There's an adrenaline you cannot match. Doesn't matter if it's your first or 12th. You get a taste of it, you want more of it. It's an unbelievable experience you'll never forget.
Let's talk about strategy, and typically that's not something we talk about leading into an All-Star game, but the more you and I talk about it, the more you look at the composition of each roster, you realize that the onus is on the National League to get some early runs here tonight.
Yeah, no doubt the roster has been a little bit different. You think about the starters in the National League and the pitching staff. Well, the American League's got some closers to lock the game down from the 6th inning on. So if you're a National League team, let's say the Cubs, you could have some impact. Get a lead early and give your league a chance to get that Game 7. And for Chicago, nothing would be greater to have Game 7. If they were to go all the way to the World Series, it's going to be fun.
Everybody wants a Game 1 and a Game 7 if you get to the Fall Classic. This is the Midsummer Classic here in San Diego, as this great city hosts for the 3rd time. First time in this ballpark. And ballparks really don't get any nicer than what they have here for the hometown Padres. Let's give you another look at that starting lineup. Been a while since we gave it to you. For the National League, it's Ben Zobrist leading it off. Then it's Bryce Harper batting in the number 2 spot. In right field, Chris Bryant at 3rd, hitting 3rd. The DH, the hometowner, Will Myers. Buster Posey, the great catcher from the San Francisco Giants, bats 5th. Anthony Rizzo hits 6th. Batting 7th is Marcell Ozuna from the Miami Marlins. Carlos Gonzalez, one-time a batting champ, is hitting 8th, and Addison Russell is the shortstop. He bats in the number 9 spot. Now we look at the defense for the American League. It is a young outfield. 2 Boston Red Sox, 1 on each corner. Betts and Bradley with the great Mike Trout in the middle. But look at this. The infielders and the catcher, first team in All-Star Game history to have the entire group 26 years old or younger. Rez, Hosmer, Altuve, Bogarts, and Machado. And on the mound, in the center of all this, John Smoltz, is the wickedly nasty lefty named Chris Sale.
Yeah, you see the numbers. You don't have to speak to that. Last year, probably upwards 97, 98, high strikeout totals. This year, he's changed a little bit. Wants to pitch deeper in the game. I would anticipate, though, the adrenaline of this game for one inning, you might see those fastballs reach 98 again. But for the most part, he's a much more controlled pitcher, striking out less this year.
Let's give you our keys to the game. They are sponsored by Ford, and it's the All-Star break for a lot of baseball players, but not for you, because you came up with this stuff.
Well, you know, when you think about an all-star game, it's all about timing, and the hitters love the first pitch, and that's what they tell you, especially the American League. And for pitchers, you're going to have some touch in this game, so get a secondary pitch over, because if you come in there with the heat, and we're going to see a lot of it, these hitters are going to be ready to swing early because they don't have many opportunities. They do want to get deep in the count. They do not want to face 2 strike counts.
You start to look at some of the numbers in the averages on first pitch, and here they are for guys on the American League squad. By the way, yes, the American League is the home team because there's been a run on National League parks, so they split it up. Last year we were in Cincinnati. Right now we're in San Diego. Miami next year, Washington the following season, and now here's Zobrist, and he takes low for ball 1, and we're underway in the 87th Major League Baseball All-Star game. Zobrist representing the Cubs, then Harper, then Bryant against the pride of FGCU. His number 41 retired from his collegiate days. He jams Zobrist a bit, and coming in to grab it from left field is Jackie Bradley Jr. from the Red Sox. 1 out. First pitch, Randy Jones. 1976 National League Cy Young Award winner with the San Diego Padres, and absolutely beloved. Trevor Hoffman also came in from behind the wall. That got John Smoltz's attention.
Sure did. That's one of the best songs in America when you're coming in to close a game with Trevor Hoffman.
Here is Harper. First pitch swinging. Might have broken his bat. Altuve makes the play, and in a blink, and this is kind of typical the way all-star games go. 2 out.
Yeah, timing is everything. You want to get the best you can in the moment that you're in. Chris Sale knows he's only going to get 1 inning, or pretty much make the best pitches he can to try to get that 1 inning. And for a guy like Chris Bryant, he's just hoping to make contact. 0 for 6 off of Chris Sale with 6 strikeouts.
Well, let's see how he fares here in San Diego tonight. Might be the premier home run hitter in the National League, and this is belted out of here. Chris Bryant, first pitch swinging, 1-0 National League. He's only 24, John, but this guy is putting together already a season for the record books.
That's why our game is in such good hands when you're talking about guys like Bryant and Seager, the young player. This guy said, I am not getting deep in the count. I'm going to look at the first pitch I see and deposit in left field and give the team an early lead.
So you go from that thrill to the Padre first baseman, the DH tonight. Will Myers takes a ball from Chris Sale. Sale is in his 5th All-Star game, making his first start. And he's given up a run. Sale, who is a fiery guy, as tough as anybody. Lefty who's compiled a 71-43 Major League record. You know, he's burning up out there right now after giving up that home run. Here comes a 1-1 to Myers. Inside, ball 2. Two and 2.
Talking with Myers, you'd see no batting gloves. He's never had batting gloves on. Asking him how and when did it start, he said, I just feel the bat better without batting gloves, and I've never had them, so it's natural for me.
2013 Rookie of the Year with Tampa Bay. Having a great year. Strikes out And that's the way the top of the first ends, but we had fireworks in it. He leads the NL in home runs with 25, making Cub fans happy and putting the NL up 1.
I've trained more world champs than anyone else in boxing history. Roberto Duran, he was no coward. I know how he began in life, what he willed himself to become.
Is that a real fighter? Duran should fight no one but me.
You're Roberto Duran. Get in there and act like him.
Are we going to be champions?
Hands of Stone, in theaters everywhere, August 26th.
What are we lying about? My money, it's gone. That's just bad security. You know.
I know. The new PCs are so secure you can use your face as your password.
And yet here you are in a truck full of money with no money.
You know about it. Now do something about it. Upgrade to a new PC.
You've secured the entire block, but not your PC.
I enlisted in the Army in 2005. I went to Iraq 3 times and Afghanistan once. She's the culprit that ripped our door off. 2,000-pound animal bumping into a steel door creates quite a bit of damage. I actually use the app, take pictures of it right there for USAA, and they take care of the rest. USAA is great about working with both active and separated military. I'm Josh Eilers, and I'm a USAA member for life.
Call USAA today to talk about your insurance needs.
Time is the most valuable thing there is. Since the beginning of time, there never seemed to be enough of it. People try to beat time, but time always wins. Our greatest fear is running out of time.
There's a bomb in the salsa can. We gotta get out of here. My phone's still charging.
So if time is the most valuable thing there is, why would you waste more than you have to charging your phone? The Galaxy S7 Edge with fast wireless charging and our longest-lasting batteries.
Telecast is presented by MasterCard and sponsored by Pepsi. Tell the world how you feel. Find your Pepsi emoji today. Starting lineup for the American League. Altuve, a hit machine, leading the league, 341. First up, then Mike Trout, Manny Machado. The DH is David Ortiz. Celebration for him tonight. Xander Bogaerts, Eric Hosmer, Mookie Betts, Salvador Perez, and Jackie Bradley Jr. That is the 9 against Johnny Cueto. The defense has an outfield of Gonzalez, Ozuna, and Harper. The battery from the Giants. And then that all-Cub infield. And the second team to start the entire infield in an all-star game, the other 1963. Here's Altuve. First pitch pop-up. You better be ready. One down. Johnny Cueto, in his first year with the Giants, has been absolutely brilliant.
It's unbelievable. If you want to know the definition of a rhythm pitcher and a guy who looks like he's playing catch and having fun, that's Johnny Cueto. He'll give you 3, 4 different types of delivery to mess up with the hitter. And his year, 4 wins already with 2 runs or less. That's remarkable. His team has scored 7 games where they've scored 2 runs or less. That record speaks to it.
Fires a strike into Mike Trout. Cueto 5'11", 220. He's 30. He has the best winning percentage at the All-Star break in Giants history. Veteran Gaylord Perry back in 1966 with his record of 13-1, and Mike Trout gets a whiff of that one.
And there's the rocking chair. He's got a quick pitch, normal delivery, and the rocking chair where he'll sit over his leg.
How about that?
There's the quick pitch.
He's athletic. He invents on the mound. He's really a joy to watch.
He really is. And he's got an advantage in this All-Star team game because he's pitching to his catcher.
That'll stay inside, and the count evens 2-2.
One of the things when you pitch to your own catcher, you don't have to invent anything. You know, he knows you, he knows what to call, and it just goes smoother. The connection's there.
Best player in the game chops it foul, third base side. He's won the last 2 All-Star Game MVP awards. Mike Trout, a guy who just doesn't slump. Mike Winters works the plate tonight. Kerwin Danley is at first, Marty Foster at second, Bill Welke at third, Adrian Johnson in left, Dan Bellino in right, and Sam Holbrook is in the replay room back in New York. Probably happy to be there, but wishing he was out here in this beautiful setting in San Diego. Here comes 2-2, base hit. He is a freaking machine. Last year, Mike Trout opened the All-Star game with a shot down the line that got out of the park. And I bet you're glad you retired before Mike Trout came along.
Yeah, amen. This guy can do it all, and certainly he can go up the middle, he can hit the gaps, and he's got power to all fields. The only thing that he's basically reduced lately is his running game. He broke into the league. He could steal any base he wanted, and that's been tempered a little bit. Different style, different way we approach the game today.
Batter now is Manny Machado. And a check on Trout.
American League. There's some pitchers in the National League. They're going to have a hard time holding runners. Cueto's not one of them per se, but look for the American League to take any base they can.
Machado gets under it a little bit off the hands, and Gonzalez stalks it. 2 out.
I've often said in an all-star game, when you know you're only pitching 1, maybe 2 innings, you have to approach it like a 9th inning. You grind on every pitch because you know the hitters are going to be aggressive. If you make a really good pitch, you have the opportunity to get them out.
There are some in the seats now up and standing for David Ortiz, who, John, we had a chance to talk to 2 days ago. And Tom Verducci said it during our pregame show. With all the accomplishments, he'll, in my estimation, ride on into Cooperstown, New York, and be the first DH to get there. Although Edgar Martinez should be there as well, at least in my opinion. This guy is relaxed. He's got a good lineup around him in Boston, and in some ways, at the age of 40, is in the best shape of his career and putting together the best offensive season of his career.
No doubt. And let me reassure you, he's going to retire. It is emphatic. He knows at peace with what he's done in the game, and he knows his body cannot take what it needs to get through a season, the travel and everything that baseball players go through on a daily basis. So he's relaxed. He doesn't have a care in the world, and he is. He's having one of his best seasons, if not his best season, to end his unbelievable career.
Here's the 0-1. Mike Trout walked up while we were talking, and Trout said to David Ortiz, how can you retire? You're ripping the cover off the ball. And Ortiz looked at Trout and said, can I have your feet? If I can have your feet, I'll keep playing.
That's his base. That's what he needs.
Ball 1 down and in. Look at this. He leads the major leagues in extra base hits, on base percentage, slugging percentage, OPS, which is on base plus slugging. No player has ever led baseball in any of those 4 categories in their final season, let alone at his age, at the age of 40.
It's magical. He's earned his way here in the All-Star game. They're hoping in his team back in Boston he can get to the postseason for one final time. It is a dream year. You cannot map something out. I applaud guys knowing when the time is to walk away, but to have this kind of year, it's incredible.
Have you seen a more clutch player come along in the last, I don't know, 30 years?
Listen, he's one of the most intelligent hitters we have in our game. He's a superstar that everybody knows that he does it the right way. You can't help but be around him. I had a short time playing with him in Boston. It's infectious. And I think the one thing for Big Papi, he knows his role. He knows how to play the game. And he's one of the best intelligent hitters that we have.
He got under it. Big swing. Popped up to the right side, and it will not play. I think now that Jeter has retired, and maybe it was different with Jeter. There was an adoration. There was a respect there for Derek Jeter. There is nobody on the player's side more beloved than David Ortiz.
And at the same time, happy for him, right? Even though you got to compete against him.
Well, his first All-Star game was in 2004. He went deep in that game. And then who knew what was to come later that October. He's number 2 in team history to Ted Williams in home runs with the White Sox when he was the MVP of that terrific American League Championship Series and the comeback win over New York.
There's some people in our industry that don't think you can reproduce clutch. I'm here to tell you, you can. This guy knows the moment, is not afraid of the moment, and because he's not afraid of the moment, he's been able time after time to come up with huge hits for the Boston Red Sox.
That is a pick by Rizzo. And he just took an extra base hit away and maybe a run. What a dig by Anthony Rizzo on a rocket hit by David Ortiz. The Cubs making plays, 1-0 NL after 1.
Mr. Ingles, he's not studying over here. He's streaming my games. You can't get away with that. Woo! Oh, don't worry about it. They can't hear me. I'm just in your head.
No matter how you use your data, Verizon's got your back. Introducing the new Verizon plan. Now get 30% more data, no surprise overages, and keep the data you don't use. All on America's best network. Why settle when you can have everything? Switch to Verizon now.
Let's go. I think it's time I got my turn. Gonna roam wherever I roam. They wonder how I ever got this style. I said that's just how I roll. I'm gonna go my way.
The new 2017 Ford Fusion is here. It's the beauty of a well-made choice.
It's gonna be a big wide blue sky, sunshine, happy day.
I want to assemble a task force of the most dangerous people on the planet. They're bad guys, worst of the worst.
What was that? I should kill everyone and escape? Sorry. The voices.
Let's play. Don't forget, we're the bad guys.
Suicide Squad. Rated PG-13. Experience it in IMAX 3D.
Wow, how amazing is this?
Fairy tale.
It's you, the 3 of one! Great job.
To you.
Stronger, higher, faster!
If you're young at heart,
Hold it, hold it!
here is the best part. You have a head start. If you are amongst the very young at heart.
For the 3rd year in a row, Pepsi is the title partner of the All-Star Week Block Party and is providing MLB fans with exclusive experiences ranging from sports to music and other fun. Remember to hashtag Say It With Pepsi this summer and find your emoji today. Thank Pepsi and all our sponsors for helping to bring you this All-Star game. New pitcher is Corey Kluber. Former Cy Young Award winner, representing the Indians. One pitch, a shot back up the middle. Off the bat of Posey. Altuve makes the play, 1 out. John, I think they're going up there with the idea to swing early.
No doubt. Some of these hitters are trying to beat the shadows. You see the first pitch fastball, and you see the shadows behind the pitcher right now. Those are going to be creeping in. And maybe Kluber thought that ball was hit a little firmer than it was, but nonetheless, Altuve able to pick him up. Kluber, one of those guys with great secondary stuff. Slider curveball combination led him to winning the Cy Young in the American League.
Yeah, but how about this combination? Tied for the league lead in wins in 2014 when he won the Cy Young. Then he led the league in losses last year. And now he's back on a first-place team in Cleveland.
Yeah, good.
As things have turned around in Cleveland, Ohio. They got the NBA championship, and they've got a fun, young, well-managed by our friend Terry Francona team with the Indians. Rizzo now. Took a ball, now another.
Rizzo, the hottest hitter probably coming in here. He had gone through a stretch of 8 consecutive hits till his last at bat before the All-Star break, made an out. So you got to believe it's a beach ball to him right now.
Oh, look out. Whistling into the seats, and hopefully everybody's okay over there. Rizzo has hit .376. 10 homers, 28 RBIs since the 26th of May. So while the Cubs have tapered off a little bit, their big first baseman has been scorching hot. 2-2.
A little bit of the Rodney Dangerfield of the Cubs, because talking to Joe Madden says nobody talks about this guy. We've got stars all over, but this guy is Mr. Consistent, and all he does is put up numbers, and he is their leader on the team with a team full of stars.
Hey, let me tell you, first baseman waiting and grounded to first. 2 out. Let's send it down to Tommy Verducci.
Thanks, Joe. Chris Bryant, you played your college baseball here in San Diego. The first thing you did is hit your favorite donut shop. The second thing you did is hit a home run. Describe what it means, all-star home run here in San Diego.
A lot to me. I mean, I got a lot of friends and family here, and honestly, like, I was just out there thinking, like, not many people get a chance to hit a home run in an all-star game. So, I mean, I'm going to cherish this moment for a long time.
Chris, thanks so much.
Yeah. Right.
Tom, thank you. Rose's Donuts. At the bottom of the hill, he went to University of San Diego, which is one of the prettiest campuses in the country. And at the bottom of the hill, first thing he did was go there. He likes the sausage, egg, and cheese croissant, and I think a red velvet donut.
Yeah, he...
Oh, to be 24.
And you can't get that smile off his face. That's what makes him so enjoyable to watch. Of course, Chicago. He is a star in Chicago and a star in this league for a lot of years to come.
Here's Marcell Ozuna. What a year he's having. That's hooked down the line. Is it fair? It is foul. Home run distance, but pulled foul. And Marcell Ozuna, who's hitting .307 with 17 home runs, for a good young Marlins club, almost doubled the lead. From the Dominican Republic, really good center fielder. He can run, still learning how to steal bases as he takes one outside, and man, Kluber can rush it up there in a hurry.
Kluber's tough on right-handers, as you can imagine, as is their staff on that Central Division, especially the Tigers. You think about all their right-handed power. That is really why they're leading the division. Their arms are so good in the starting rotation that it quiets a lot of power bats.
Had a hiccup with Danny Salazar. His elbow flared up, an all-star who came here and was introduced to the crowd before the game, but not available. Not DL'd. That's a foul ball again, and Ozuna's putting together a good at-bat against Kluber. Trying to get on in front of Carlos Gonzalez. Number 8 hitter and former batting champion with the Rockies. Here's a 2-2. Right down the middle. 1-2-3 inning for Kluber. American League will bat, trailing by 1 in the bottom of the second.
For adults with advanced non-small cell lung cancer, previously treated with platinum-based chemotherapy, including those with an abnormal ALK or EGFR gene who've tried an FDA-approved targeted therapy, this is big. A chance to live longer. With Opdivo, nivolumab. Opdivo demonstrated longer life and is the most prescribed immunotherapy for these patients. Opdivo significantly increased the chance of living longer versus chemotherapy. No biomarker testing is required with Opdivo, though physicians may choose to do so. Opdivo works with your immune system. Opdivo can cause your immune system to attack normal organs and tissues in your body and affect how they work. This may happen anytime during or after treatment has ended and may become serious and lead to death. See your doctor right away if you experience new or worsening cough, chest pain, shortness of breath, diarrhea, severe stomach pain or tenderness, severe nausea or vomiting, extreme fatigue, constipation, excessive thirst or urine, swollen ankles, loss of appetite, rash, itching, headache, confusion, hallucinations, muscle or joint pain, or flushing, as this may keep these problems from becoming more serious. These are not all the possible side effects of Opdivo. Tell your doctor about all your medical conditions, including immune system problems, or if you've had an organ transplant or lung, breathing, or liver problems. A chance to live longer. Ask your doctor about Opdivo. Bristol Myers Squibb thanks the patients, nurses, and physicians involved in Opdivo clinical trials.
Experts choose Goodyear. And everything we learn making these tires inspires what we roll into yours. Goodyear, more driven.
Introducing new Mist Twist, the only lemon lime soda with a twist of real juice. It's a crisp, refreshing twist on lemon lime. Yes, twist. Insist on the twist. Yes, twist.
This is the Dell Inspiron 2-in-1. It has 4 versatile modes and a 6th-gen Intel Core processor for getting more done. Like rocking marine biology term papers or making the baddest beats on campus. Inspired by you, multitasking double major. We love your work.
Vote for Trout and have no doubt.
I'm voting for this guy.
Vote for Harper, the candidate with great hair.
Read my lips. No more errors.
Back-to-back All-Star Game MVPs? I've got the experience you want.
Vote Manny.
Vote Harper.
A smile you can trust.
It's definitely a tough pick. I wouldn't even begin to ask you who of that quartet you would go with, but look at these numbers, John. First-time All-Stars, 34, 27 guys in this game, 26 or younger. And you watch them walk through the door to the clubhouse. You don't know if they're here to play baseball or play football. They're big.
Yeah, it's unbelievable seeing guys up close. You see him from afar and you go, all right, I know he's a good player and he's well built, but man.
Here's Bogaerts, one hopper to third, and Bryant guides it across. Xander Bogaerts, who is just 23 and really coming into his own, and a guy who was just a kid, just turned 21 when he was a shortstop for the world champion Red Sox in 2013. But now it's all starting to click for that kid who played more soccer growing up in Aruba than baseball, so still relatively new to this game as Eric Hosmer stands in.
Yeah, be careful here. He is coming out of his shoes first pitch. He loves the first pitch, as does most of these guys in the lineup. What makes Cueto so tough, besides those deliveries, his changeup off his fastball is really difficult for the hitters. There, that changeup.
1 ball, 1 strike on Hosmer, who is a terrific first baseman. Spray line drive hitter, probably the best defensive first baseman in the game. Cole Hamels from San Diego is getting loose. He'll be the third pitcher. Hosmer hits one to left. Back at the wall. This game's tied.
Well, you know, the Royals and Ned Yost would like to get back to where they were the last 2 years. Hosmer, big swing, attacks early. He's got power, as you can imagine, to all parts of the field. And this is a 2-seamer that stays over the heart of the plate. And Hosmer deposited in the left field wall.
His slugging percentage and OPS has gone up each of the last 3 years. And just a vital piece to that postseason machine that Dayton Moore and Ned Yost have put together with the Kansas City Royals as Mookie Betts stands in. One of the 2 young outfielders starting in this game from the Red Sox. Base hit. What a year Betts is putting together. Hitting .304 with 18 home runs for a guy who's not big, but he's strong, and so's Hosmer.
Yeah, these hitters, you know, we talked about the shadows coming, so they want to take advantage of anything that looks straight. Any fastball that comes up there, Hosmer. You'll remember that home run for a long time in the All-Star game.
Salvador Perez. These two were battery mates last year down the stretch and into the postseason. Johnny Cueto and Salvador Perez. And Perez is now at the top of the list of the best catchers in the game, combining offense and defense, learning how to pull with power. And they can't even hear it a ball and a strike.
Well, that is not fair or fun for a guy who catches just about every game. You could make a case he's Kansas City's MVP, even if his numbers may not show it. He just drilled that ball off his leg. And Posey giving him the time by going out to talk to Cueto. Let's see if the pitcher will cut him a break by not going back in there. More than likely, you see the shin guard just above it. In a regular season game, I could almost guarantee Cueto would go right back in there.
Gives him a little more time for the pain to subside. A check on Mookie Betts. We're going to hear from Eric Hosmer here in a moment. Perez has hit 14 home runs. Signed one of the most club-friendly contracts a few years ago. The Royals have redone it. He is a good one. Into left. Back at the wall. And gone. Salvador Perez has made it 3-1 AL. I'm with you. MVP of one of the best teams in baseball, and Salvador Perez just flexed for an all-star game.
You know, they tried to go back in there, although be it a lot lower. That ball was up over the middle of the plate. Maybe after hitting the ball on his leg, he got his leg down quick.
Swing and a miss by Jackie Bradley Jr. Here it is.
His front leg gets down. Ball. See how it stays up. And that was a no doubt.
That's off the end of the bat. Tough play. Posey will let it go. Fair ball. Base hit for Bradley, and that's 4 in a row. Looked like it was going to turn left, and it stayed right on the line. And Bradley will take it.
One more look at the home run. There's the two-seam fastball. See how it misses the target where Posey wants it. Everybody at this point, even including the pitcher, you know that ball is gone. Somebody gets a souvenir, as now the pain on his leg is not as great as it once was.
The Royals going deep here in the second. And they're playing in this game for their manager, Ned Yost. Altuve, strike one. And Yost just popped his laptop down when we were in his office, and I said, you trying to get everybody in the game? You're trying to win the game. And he kind of glared like, I'm trying to win the game. If I don't play somebody tough.
Well, he won it last year.
And so did the Royals. In tight on Altuve. So this has turned into a longer effort than I'm sure either Johnny Cueto wanted, than his manager Bruce Bochy wanted, than the front office of the Giants wanted, and I would imagine any more trouble he may exit. It's one thing to get the start. It's another to be stretched out and have to rebound from it at the beginning of the second half.
Oh, this guy's such an aggressive hitter as Altuve, but if you get the ball down, maybe he can entice a ground ball to the Cubs infield.
That's a foul ball. Jose Fernandez from the Marlins is getting loose. So he'll be next in either mid-inning or in the third.
I don't know how many all-star games Bradley will end up playing, but you know somewhere down the road he'll be telling his children and grandchildren, I hit a frozen rope.
Instead, it was about 42 feet.
I'll take it, he says.
Altuve goes down swinging. Let's swing it down to Ken Rosenthal.
Thanks, Joe. Eric, that's the first home run by a Royal in an all-star game since Bo Jackson in 1989. This is your first. You told me how excited you were to be here, soaking it all in. What was it like going around the bases?
Oh, man, it was unbelievable. And, you know, couldn't even get an interview in before Salvi came back and turned around and did that. So, you know, this whole week, this whole San Diego All-Star Game has been unbelievable. You know, it's a dream come true, and you know, it kind of felt like my first big league homer right there. It was special.
Eric, thanks very much.
Congratulations to Eric Hosmer. Salvador Perez, part of a 3-run inning. Cueto out. And the hard-throwing right-hander Fernandez coming in from the Marlins here in the second.
Ram trucks are built to work, to play, tow, and haul. They're built to get the job done and go the distance. Ram trucks are built to be America's longest-lasting pickups.
Get 0% APR for 60 months or $82.50 in total values on select 2016 Ram 1500 Bighorn Crew Cab models in dealer stock.
Time is the most valuable thing there is. Since the beginning of time, there never seemed to be enough of it. People try to beat time, but time always wins. Our greatest fear is running out of time.
There's a bomb in the salsa can. We gotta get out of here. My phone's still charging.
So if time is the most valuable thing there is, why would you waste more than you have to charging your phone? The Galaxy S7 Edge with fast wireless charging and our longest-lasting batteries.
We are friends forever, stick together through the life.
When I was 4, I gave Caroline my bone marrow to save her life, and now she's 13 years in remission.
In the fight against cancer, we all have reasons to stand up for someone. This summer, dine out using your MasterCard, and you can help support Stand Up to Cancer. One precious cent at a time, up to $4 million.
I had cancer when I was 16, before my father got cancer, so it was like looking into a mirror. I stand up for my dad.
We're both happy and healthy, really grateful for everything that's happened to us. She's my miracle.
Because standing up for friends and family is priceless.
I got you a new partner. Who is it? It's a lateral transfer from Texas.
Show me what you got.
Martin Riggs, also a war hero.
I don't want to have to babysit some adrenaline junkie. I've seen guys who were nuts before. This dude is in a class by himself.
Lethal Weapon, Wednesdays this fall.
We're going to make a great team.
On Fox.
Jose Fernandez, who has gone through a lot in his young career, comes in. Johnny Cueto an inning and 2/3, but here's Fernandez, who is from Villa Clara, Cuba. He's been through Tommy John. He's a big personality. His arm has come back, and he's only 23 years old. I mean, this is one of the prized young hurlers in the game in a long time.
I mean, this really is what they look like. Imagine breaking into a career and going 24-1 at home and winning your first 17 games. It just doesn't seem possible. There's the numbers updated, 25-1. That is taking care of business. This is who I wanted to be if I come back, because his fastball slider, it's really a power curveball. His curveball can be unhittable for right-handers.
2-1 pitch is on the inside corner to Trout, who is the first American League player with a hit in each of his first 5 All-Star games. Who said he's back-to-back MVP in this Midsummer Classic, and he's the second player with 6 hits in an All-Star game before turning 25. Griffey Jr. the other, and congratulations to Ken, who will be enshrined at Cooperstown Baseball's Hall of Fame this summer.
And just overthrowing just a little bit, out of character coming out of the pen, not starting an inning, trying to get an out.
Strikeout ends the inning. 2 homers in it. Back after this word from your local Fox station after Hosmer and Perez go deep.
Well, we've been on a big stage before. We've been here before. We've been on the stage before.
Speak for yourself. Weekdays at 6 on FS1.
Wednesday, the night after the All-Star Game. Catch the only live sports event on TV. McDonald battles Lineker. UFC Fight Night on a special night. Wednesday at 6 Eastern on FS1.
Your iPhone success deserves strong signal, right? Well, U.S. Cellular put towers in places the other guys didn't. So you can track your route, stream your music, and post from where your bike is happiest. Switch to U.S. Cellular now and get 50% off iPhone 6s with a strong signal in the middle of anywhere.
Get ready for Hy-Vee's amazing 3-day sale this Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. Peaches, only 88 cents a pound. Hy-Vee 18-count eggs, just 88 cents. Gatorade 8-packs or Propel 12-packs, only $3.99. Tony's Pizza, 6 for just $10. Hy-Vee Choice Reserve New York Strip Steaks, only $4.99. And Hunt's Ketchup, just 69 cents. Only at Hy-Vee.
With the sweet burn of moonshine on a burger. It's not illegal, but it tastes like it. Introducing the Midnight Moonshine Thick Burger with moonshine glaze on 100% Black Angus beef. Only at Hardee's.
It's the start-to-finish truck sale at your truck destination, Green Chevy. From approval to selection to the lowest prices, everyone is approved. From start to finish, we've got you covered. 800 vehicles available to you, 0 financing for 60 months on new. Drive home a new Silverado 2500 and save $9,500. Own an Equinox? Save $11,000. Or save $11,000 on a new Silverado 1500. Own an Equinox? $12,500 in savings. Plus, we finance your future, not your past, at Green Chevy.
Gotta go to Green. You might feel like there's too many problems in the world, or that, you as a 15-year-old, 16-year-old can't really make a difference.
It's not always about you. It's not just one person. It's a group. It's a team.
Just that simple act is transforming someone else's life.
It's one of the best feelings in the world.
It'll just make you feel so good about yourself.
I'd do anything to convince you just to be a part of this.
Well, it's the third pitcher of the game for the American League. That American League manager must be crazy. Here's a base hit into center off the bat of Carlos Gonzalez, and just teasing our buddy Ned Yost. Ned, your Kansas City Royals just went deep in the bottom of the second. That had to feel good for you guys.
Yeah, I told Haas. They made me feel like a proud papa. Two homers from Haas and by Salvi was really, really fun to watch.
I said earlier that when I asked you, you try and get everybody in this game or you trying to win it, you kind of popped your laptop down and glared at me as only Ned Yost can do and said, I'm trying to win this game. And so far, so good, huh?
Yeah, so far, so good. We try to set forth a strategy with our pitching, where our guys can come in, starters can come in and just kind of blow it out for one inning, just like Chris Sales said yesterday at the press conference, just let it eat for an inning and, keep putting power on pitchers in there and guys that are experienced and, been successful and see what happens.
It's kind of silly to say that a bullpen's good. Any bullpen would be on an all-star team, but man, you get a lead into the middle innings of this thing. Here is Addison Russell flying one into center. Back is Trout with room. Tagging is Gonzalez, and he will not test Mike Trout. I was just going to say, and we'll let you go here in a sec, you get a lead late, and man, you can go shut down with your bullpen.
Well, that was the plan. That was the plan. That was that's been very successful for us in Kansas City, and we tried to do that last year here, and it worked great, and we thought we'd try that strategy again.
I know you're having fun. How good has the city of San Diego been for this All-Star game?
It's been phenomenal. This is, one of the funnest cities to come to in all of baseball, and the stadium's gorgeous, and the weather's gorgeous, and it's just a fantastic place to play.
All right, we're going to see you in October?
I hope so. We've got to get a little bit healthy, but, our guys are hanging in there, and we're due for a couple of good runs, so we're excited about the second half.
Well, we always enjoy it. Thank you, sir. Thanks for the time.
Thank you, guys.
All right, that's Ned Yost, former coach with you for a number of years in Atlanta.
Yeah, I know Ned very well, and certainly all that he's been to. Think about all the way back to that wild card game, and what a wild card game it was. that massive comeback against the A's, and then what the Royals almost did against the Giants and what they did last year. What a 3-year run for the Kansas City Royals.
1 ball and 2 strikes on Ben Zobrist. Cole Hamels, who is from this area, he's a San Diegan, and he is really honored and excited to pitch here in this game. He grew up idolizing Tony Gwynn. A nice moment for the family of Mr. Padre before tonight's game. And if you missed it, they are now going to call the National League batting champion the Tony Gwynn National League batting champion. And why not, for a guy who was an 8-time batting champ, 15-time All-Star, and a wonderful human. Here's an out at second. That's the only one the AL can get, as Carlos Gonzalez gets up, spikes high, and pretends to go at the body of Jose Altuve. Those two have a nice little moment. 2 out, runner at first, and the batter will be Bryce Harper. Tonight's Dell trivia question: who drove in Tony Gwynn to win the 1994 All-Star game for the National League? Zobrist now 0 for 2, and here is Bryce Harper, who, John, is kind of starting to learn what Barry Bonds learned the second half of his incredible career, and that is you may get one pitch in at bat to hit. Joe Madden really kind of started it this year. Great start for Bryce Harper. Madden just said, you're walking, and Harper's been struggling to get it back since then.
Well, he's still so young and so talented. Monster year last year.
A rocket into left center field. This ball will be cut off. Good play by Bradley. Harper is into second with a double. And one of the best, most exciting young talents to come along in a long time, as his first All-Star game hit, now 1 for 8.
Well, his ability to change from last year and this year has already been evident. He doesn't swing at some of the pitches he did last year, and he barrels the ball to all parts of the park. What Bryce Harper has is a unique approach to hitting, and obviously the respect of the league that will treat him like one of the best power hitters in the game, even though he's only been in the game a very short time.
2012 Rookie of the Year, MVP last year, and the youngest unanimous MVP in baseball history at 22. And the kid's out at second and third with 2 down for Chris Bryant, who's already homered tonight.
Yeah, you see a change-up first pitch. He was not going to get a fastball. Good low ball hitter, but you can get him to the back foot on a breaking ball to get with 2 strikes. Right about there. Because he loves to go after the ball. He has such incredible leverage. Taller guy, already playing many more positions than anyone could have expected. But his offense is what everybody talked about in the minor leagues, and he has not disappointed.
So the youngest Cub to homer in an All-Star game since the 4th All-Star game ever. Wow. Lays off. I'm blown away how Chris Bryant can do what he's done at the plate. Joe Madden has so much confidence in him. He can play third, he can play first, he can play center, he can play left. He bounces around, but it does not affect him. Out in front of that changeup in the count 2-2.
That's a great changeup. You'd see his fastball delivery, but the changeup and the grip, this ball just doesn't get there. A little fade at the end. And you're right, Joe. I mean, people do not understand at home. It is not that easy to play one position in the big leagues, yet alone 4 or 5.
Oh, good dig by Perez. That saved a run. Zobrist was on his toes.
Well, he tried to duplicate, and he just pulled that changeup. That happens when you got a little extra adrenaline in a game that you would not be able to duplicate in a regular season game. This will be the closest thing to a postseason environment for guys who haven't experienced it yet.
3-2 pitch now. Salvador Perez, who's flashing the signs, has won the last 3 Gold Glove awards in the American League, and the hometowner, young Will Myers, who is finally healthy and showing just how good he is, waits on deck. Got him. Looked like another change, and Cole Hamels gets around the hit by Gonzalez and the double by Harper. Bottom of the third inning rolls in. Here's that moment with Gonzalez and Altuve. Everybody's friends here in San Diego. 3-1 AL.
Before it became a medicine, it was an idea, a wild what if. So scientists went to work. They examined 87 different protein structures and worked for 12 long years. There were thousands of patient volunteers and the hope of millions. And so after it became a medicine, someone who couldn't be cured could be. Me.
Past lives could never hold me down. Lost love is sweeter when it's finally found. Don't wake me, I'm not dreaming.
Sometimes 90 minutes is decided in a matter of seconds. In that blink of an eye, one man will impose his will on another, bringing an entire country to their feet or their knees. Because in the balance hangs a match, a championship, or just another reminder why we watch in the first place.
Trees could talk, I bet they would speak Spanish. Man, I wish I spoke Spanish.
For dirt and stains, bring in a heavy hitter. Arm & Hammer plus OxyClean detergent has more cleaning power for all-star performance value brands can't match. Even tough stains are powered away. Get Arm & Hammer, the official laundry detergent of Major League Baseball.
Hit every mark. Thread every needle. Turn every ride into a thrill ride. The power and precision of the Lexus Performance line. Now available with turbocharged engines for even more exhilaration. Once driven, there's no going back.
Copyrighted telecast is presented by the authority of the Office of the Commissioner of Baseball, may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form, and the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without express written consent.
Hey, let's play some ball. Bottom of the third inning, 3-1 American League on top. Manny Machado, first pitch, swinging, a bouncer to Bryant. Throw takes off, but one out. And with one down, Manny Machado, who stars for the first place Orioles, rounds out. Tonight's telecast presented by MasterCard and sponsored by Bud Light Lime. Live limed. Living is good around San Diego. Weather is seemingly ideal every day. Here's David Ortiz.
I would anticipate fastballs thrown to David Ortiz by Fernandez because I think that's what he said he was going to do.
Like he didn't do it. He guided one in there, and I think that may be why Ortiz is smiling. All right, here comes a 1-0 pitch. There's the heat at 95. 1 ball, 1 strike. David Ortiz has talked about how John Farrell, the manager of the Red Sox, was changing up the schedule for a while in the second half of the season because of the travel demands, the high number of night games on getaway day. And so he's doing what we've seen Joe Madden do in the past, and that is nobody's in the ballpark, stay away until 2:30. That keeps Ortiz up there at 2-2.
And he's being honest with his manager, saying this is a day I need off because my body's telling me this. And again, when you get to this point and you've worked as hard as he has to get to this kind of level, you know your body, you know what works, and you just be honest.
Well, he's been a joy to watch, and somebody who was released in 2002 by the Minnesota Twins. Here's the next, and Ortiz the left side of the infield, pretty open. Fouls it back, still a full count.
And I'm just telling you right now, if there was a runner in scoring position, this would be the defense, and he would hit the ball the other way if he needs to. He told us that in a meeting. He can go to left field and right field, depending on the situation.
Here is a one-out walk. And he points out and smiles at the young right-hander, Jose Fernandez. Almost got him. And we'll see if that's it. And it is.
This is what it's all about right here.
The beloved David Ortiz. Edwin Encarnacion came off the bench to do the running and take over at that DH spot. And he's more than just a baseball player in Boston for the Red Sox. He was an emotional leader at Fenway Park after that horrific bombing at the Boston Marathon. He has really made himself proud in this long big league career. His 10th and final All-Star game here tonight.
You wonder the emotions going through him for all the work he's put in the game and all that he's given the game. If this truly is, which I believe is last year, this will be a moment we'll forever have.
He is part of a Boston team that is certainly good enough to win it all. I'm sure they'll tinker with it at the trading deadline. But that lineup is deep, young, and good with him in the center of it. And here's a part of that. Xander Bogaerts, strike one.
Yeah, I've never seen a team lead offensive categories in almost every one. And so if they can get any pitching in the second half, which I believe they will get and or trade for, look out.
That is down the left field line. It is fair and into the corner. Encarnacion right off the bench digging for third, and he will hold there on a double by Bogaerts.
This kid is so quick with his bat. Look how quick he gets the barrel of the ball. Hooks it down the line for a double. Such an early age, taking over shortstop for the Boston Red Sox. That is quick hands right there. Pull your hands in, get the barrel of the ball. That's why you're hitting over 330.
So the double sets up Eric Hosmer, who homered his first time the other way, and Fernandez is going to have to do some pitching to get out of this. Good start to it, strike one. You know, there are certain positions. You think about Buster Posey, who is a three-time champion at catcher for the San Francisco Giants. 2010, 2012, 2014. And then there's a young guy who is 21 in Bogaerts. Those are two defensive positions where things are coming at you fast, and Bogaerts was good enough at 21 on a World Series champ in 2013.
Yeah, we could say all we want about the big leagues being rushed to the big leagues, whether it's a pitcher or position player, but never have there been more polished, ready superstars at such a young age to handle that position.
That is right through Bryant into left field. Encarnacion will score, and Hosmer's having a night. A rocket for an RBI single.
Bryant has no chance right here. This ball squared up over the center. And we've already seen him go the other way, but that ball gets on Bryant in a hurry.
Joe Madden, the manager for the Chicago Cubs, is watching in Naples, Florida. And I guarantee you his first thought was, Chris, get out of the way. We need you for the second half. And you can see Fernandez saying, wow, that was a bullet. Batter now is Betts. Former second baseman now patrolling the outfield for the Red Sox, and what a year. 304, 18, 59 RBIs, 15 steals, and 16 tries.
You talk about a quick bat.
Now first and third, one out, and a 2-0 count on Mookie Betts.
You saw Fernandez go, wow, where was that? That was a breaking ball, a perfect breaking ball, but didn't get the call.
There's a better one. Prior to injuries that hit this National League staff, they had a chance to roll into this All-Star game with Kershaw, Syndergaard, a rolling Jake Arrieta, Strasburg, to add to the guys they already have. That is hard hit and foul, 2-2.
Yeah, you're talking about one of the most dynamic starting staff that the history of the All-Star game could have seen. But due to some injuries in 2 weeks, really, that changed it all. You're talking about starters versus dominant closers, basically, is what the American League can throw at you. Now that they have the lead, I would look at 2 more innings, and then you're going to see relievers.
Good job by Betts to get a piece. When you talk about Jake Arrieta, who we most likely will not see in this game, his run has been almost unheard of in baseball history, but he's hit a bump here lately. That's a foul ball. And he's hit a bump while the Cubs have as well. Garbage Time with Katie Nolan has been called epic, witty, and refreshing, and the future of sports TV. Don't miss all new episodes of the Emmy-winning sensation Wednesdays at 11:30 Eastern and Pacific, only on FS1, with a swinging Fryer and a kiss on the cheek. This one back to Fernandez. Good play. Out. Heading over. But a run scores for the AL, and it sends us into the 4th inning of this 87th All-Star game. Katie having fun in the sun in San Diego. American League on top by 3.
Hello.
Hi.
Welcome. So today we're talking about automotive awards. Which one of these awards appeals most to you?
The tech savviest.
Motor Trend Car of the Year.
Top safety pick.
Most dependable means a lot to me.
What if I told you there was a car company that received all of these awards?
Wow. One company, one award in all these?
One company.
That's a lot of awards.
Do you want to know what company it is?
Yes.
Chevy.
Chevrolet is the most awarded car company of the last 2 years.
No way.
With over 80 awards and counting.
This is my dream car.
So I'm just going to stay in here. Is that okay?
Yeah. The Malibu received J.D. Power's most dependable midsize car 2 years in a row.
That's awesome.
This is the Camaro SS. So what award do you think this won?
Sexiest. Yeah.
It won Motor Trend's 2016 Car of the Year.
I love it.
How would you sum this car up in one word?
It's rad. It's fierce.
Excelente.
Anybody else want to sit in the driver's seat?
I do, actually, yes. You can't, because I just bought it.
I can't believe the $5 lunch comes with a DQ sundae.
I can't believe it comes with a bacon cheeseburger, fries, drink, plus a DQ sundae.
It's like the sundae is free.
I can't believe we stopped for lunch.
Nothing fills you up like the $5 lunch.
Adiós, muchacho.
And that's how our town was freed. And I remember thinking this would make a strange deodorant commercial.
Amen. Let's play ball.
Oh, he pops it into center field. Could be trouble.
Hey, Walker, go, 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 go.
of you play ball? Play ball. Go to playball.org to find out more.
Hey, go to Fox Sports on Facebook, and you will see our booth camera live for the entire inning.
I don't have Facebook, but it's pretty cool.
It's pretty cool. I mean, all the kids, all the crazy kids are using it. Aaron Sanchez is now the pitcher representing the Toronto Blue Jays.
This is a great story for me. Aaron Sanchez is going to have some innings limits, but is he a starter? Is he a closer? Well, what he is an all-star that's got a dynamic arm, great stuff, and in the future, I think a starter for the rest of his career.
Fourth pitcher of the night for the American League, and the AL leads it by 3. Who's that guy managing the National League side? His name is Terry Collins, one of our favorites. And Terry Collins, you having any fun so far?
Oh, this is fun. I can tell you, watching him play is fun.
Here is the next from Sanchez, and that's in for a strike. I thought a nice touch by you to put this kid right in the middle of the lineup, Terry, hometown Padre Will Myers.
Well, you know, they've all got great numbers. I just thought it would be fun to put a Padre in the lineup. And, you know, they certainly had a great year, and he got a great ovation, which he should.
3 balls and a strike to Will Myers, leading it off. You know, it seems to us in the booth that with the makeup of that American League pitching staff, you guys better get after it here soon, Terry, because you get into those shutdown relievers, and this won't help. Here is Bogarts. 1 out. Is that how you see it?
That's exactly how we see it. We've been talking, but you know, I look down the bench here, and I'm going to put some guys in here who can hit. You know, and so we got a long way to go in this game yet.
Yeah, there's no doubt about it. How's your Mets club? It seems like it's been a lot of fits and starts and trying to get on a roll. And any news on Syndergaard? I know he played catch today.
Yeah, he played catch today, and he's feeling a lot better. You know, just you can't explain you can't understand what it's like when you don't get much rest in the offseason. These guys pitched a lot of innings last year, pitched in the World Series, and we're just seeing the ramifications of a lot of work.
You know, one of the cool things about the All-Star game is getting in the same clubhouse with guys that you've seen from a distance. And somebody we were talking about earlier, Corey Seager, the shortstop for the Dodgers. I haven't seen anybody that impressive physically at that position in a long time. How about you?
I haven't either. I mean, I walked up to him the other day, and now, you know, we've played him enough to see him on the other side of the field, but when I walked up to him, I was shocked about how big. Of course, everybody's big to me, but this guy's really big.
Well, you've got Buster Posey at the plate. There's a guy you don't have to worry about.
No, I'll tell you what, he's what a pro he is. I mean, this guy, maybe one of the best catchers in all of baseball, and a great offensive player and a great person.
Yeah, and somebody who told you, hey, if you need me to come back in, I'll hang around and be available for you. This guy's just a gamer.
He is a gamer, and you know, you wouldn't find that from stars. After they come out of the game, they like to sit down and relax. And I told him we can bring a catcher back in. He said, hey, I'll be there for you at the end of the game. So that's the kind of guy he is.
All right, you got Rizzo coming up, and then you're going to start managing this thing, so we'll let you go.
All right, thanks, guys.
All right,
thanks.
Man. Be well. Good guy right there.
Yeah, he really is, and he's dealing with something that was a little unexpected last year, the Mets' late run, and now they're dealing with the ramifications of just how do you get that young pitching staff through not only this year, the second half, and make a run again, if they can, to the playoffs.
1 on 1 out after the walk to Posey, and the batter is Anthony Rizzo, and with one swing of the bat, he has the ability of making this a 1-run game. Talked about how hot he is coming in, and he is fearless at the plate. That's fair. Down the right field line, digging it out in the right field corner is Betts, and going first to third is Posey, and there's action for the National League here in the 4th inning.
It's a guy that doesn't mind getting hit. He's on top of the plate, and you wouldn't think there's room between Hosmer and the first base bag, but he hits it so firmly that even the really good fielding Hosmer cannot get over to knock it down.
So Posey, who can move for a catcher, goes first to third, and here is Marcell Ozuna, who got the start. A couple of injuries hit the outfield positions for the National League. Dexter Fowler of the Cubs, he's close to coming back and was heartbroken that his hamstring wasn't ready to be in this game as the 5th starter for the Cubs. And Yoenis Cespedes, who is just taking it easy. Had a little muscle strain and hopes to be fine in the second half of the season, but not pushing it in this All-Star game. So Here's Ozuna. What a chance. Slaps at it. 1 ball, 1 strike.
Well, you know, we get numbers for everything in this game, and Marcell Ozuna against all-star participants has got the most home runs. He's got 4. So he's not afraid of how the great pitching that he's faced, hitting some home runs, and you can see a little bit of nerves maybe for Sanchez in his first game here.
That's up the middle, a base hit, and the National League is down by 2. And the young Marcell Ozuna has driven home Posey, and the tying runs are on. And that's just a good at bat, good swing by young Marcell Ozuna, and a base hit to give him a smile.
Yeah, great feeling. This ball was hit pretty firmly back up the middle. 96 miles an hour is the capability of what you got to look for off of Sanchez. And now the motor starts working as a young pitcher. When you're in an all-star game, you go, oh man, this is great. Okay, this is great. All right, now I got to get an out, and then I got to get another out. And you sometimes can get a little ahead of yourself and create a moment that you would never create in a regular season game.
Well, they say make a memory. Here's a chance for Carlos Gonzalez, pride of the Rockies, and maybe on the trading block. That breaking ball is in from Sanchez for strike 1. Gonzalez, his first time up, singled. He'd love one here. Or something bigger. That's outside. A ball and a strike.
It's amazing the emotions when you get here and prepare for, you know, it's going to be 1 inning. And you hope to have your emotions in check and be as calm as you can. And then until you experience it, and he has, he'll make the adjustments next time he gets to this place, which he will.
Well, you think about the career of Carlos Gonzalez. He's hit 88 home runs to tie a game or give the Rockies the lead, which is the most in the National League since 2010. So when the pressure's on, this guy usually rises to it or above it. 2-1 pitch. 2-2.
Oh, he's got one of the prettiest swings down. That ball is up. He fought it off. Watching the home run competition, you can tell where a guy likes it. And he's got a pretty swing, and this ball just gets above his hands a little bit, but he certainly will crush pitches that are even too low to go after for most hitters.
Here